All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the MCHS Frankenstein premiere. I'm Mr. Williams. I'm an English teacher here in Middle Creek, and I'm also part of the Digital Media Academy. So what I'm going to do just in the beginning is explain what the Digital Media Academy does, give all the credit to my students, because that's who deserves the credit, and then pass it on to them to tell you about what they made. So in the Digital Media Academy, I have a group of students that take my English class, and then together they take a Tech Advanced Studies class with Mr. Maldonado and Mr. Petty. And they use those skills that they developed across their career here at Middle Creek and take the concepts that we learn in English class, the discussions that we have, the text that we read, and apply those skills in a way that shows that they've mastered the text. And so for Frankenstein, our unit, they decided to come up with a full-on multimedia campaign as a group. And they made all these what we call artifacts that use their digital media skills and then come up with a project that's relevant to our text. So first, I'd like to thank a couple people. Mr. Maldonado, Mr. Petty, first, thank you. This is my first year doing this in the Digital Media Academy, so I appreciate your guidance. Appreciate you helping me and the students along through this process. Also, thank you to Ms. Deshaw and Ms. Titus for loaning us some lab equipment and full-on surgery tools. Our set would not have looked as good and as creepy without that, so thank you very much. What you're going to see is a collection of artifacts, a collection of teasers that lead up to our feature film, a short feature film at the end. One note about the teasers, in all the schedule confusion with Homecoming, our location and our dates were incorrect in our teasers, so forgive us for that. But we'll go ahead and get started. So thank you for coming, and here's Tommy to show you through the website.
Hello, my name is Tommy McCullough, and I'm a web design student here at the Middle Creek High School Digital Media Academy. So I was given the task of creating a website based off of what we've done in the past 2 weeks based on Mary Shelley's book, Frankenstein. So using the knowledge of that I gained with Digital Media 3, I used the WordPress content management system, which is by far the most popular and industry standard web application in existence, to create this website that would advertise all the work we've done in the past 2 weeks. So we created an entire film, created 3 teasers, created an advertising campaign, created a soundtrack for a video game, and an entire behind-the-scenes show, which is really cool. And the goal of this website was to advertise all of that under one roof. So in an efficient way and in a way that's pleasing to the eye, show all the work that we've done over the past 2 weeks. So I really enjoyed this project because it was really, for the first time ever, I was given full creative reign over a project, but at the same time, the entire creative support of a large team of very talented individuals. So I didn't make the video in the background, I didn't make the graphics or the video game, but was able to be a great collaborative effort to create something that looks really amazing. So I really enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoy all the content that we have to show you. So now we're going to watch the very first teaser for our film. It's called It's Alive. Thank you guys.
Hello, my name is Delaney Mizell.
And I'm Ryan Convey.
We're the co-producing programmers for Franken Dash. It's a game that we created using the artwork of our talented classmates in level design, graphic design, and animation to put together to create a 8-bit platformer based on the book by Mary Shelley.
Okay, again, I'm Ryan Convey, and we decided to go with an older 8-bit style arcade game to reflect the feel of the book Frankenstein. The goal of the game is to go through the various levels as fast as possible while also finding the hidden code within each level. As you progress through the various levels, they become more and more strenuous, and you will also find that we incorporated some quotes from the book to reflect the rich literature by Mary Shelley. As you go looking at the design process for the game, there are many steps to take in consideration. The first of which was figuring out how to animate the monster to have a running, jumping, and idle animation. As well as these, you had to figure out how to make the main menu with the home, start game button and the controls button. And we also had to incorporate the audio into both the menu and the game. There are many other steps to take consideration, and one such step was designing the layout of levels.
Franken Dash derives its name from the goal of completing the game as fast as possible, as showed by a timer of the level game. Frankenstein's journey is to travel from a civilization to escape to his own freedom. The player can do this by navigating each level and checking corners to progress through each level as it slowly gets harder and harder. Where the game is rigorous and prepared for a journey ahead.
All right, so my name is Andy Lewis, and I'm part of the graphics team, and I created the main character of the monster. When we were deciding what this game was going to look like, we decided we wanted older style kind of game, so we went with a 8-bit platform, and taking that into consideration, I made the monster in an 8-bit form. And I made him based on what the stereotypical Hollywood version of him looks like, which is green and blockhead, and I created him to be much taller than the villagers because in the book he is described as 8 feet tall.
My name is Noah Pataki, and I'm part of the game design team. I was inspired to create the villagers that would make the player feel hated, just like the monster in the book. I gave the villagers weapons to, because they were trying to protect themselves from the monster.
I'm John Glazer, and I was part of the game design team as well. I created the terrain for the game, which is just the groundwork that the monster stands on. And to create that, I drew inspiration from the book and the settings in the book. They change as you progress through the game. And I also drew inspiration from several other 8-bit games to try to create a design that would look good in the game.
Okay, so my name's Taylor Vella,
And I'm Andy.
and we're the graphics team behind the game. And so my job was to create 2 posters, and the first poster I created was a normal size gate poster. And so what I wanted to kind of get across with this poster was I wanted the monster to be looking back at the city that rejected him, which was Geneva. And I wanted to create dimension with this by the monster looking back, and so I used 2 different size vector images to create depth in this poster. And the second poster, me and Andy created together, which is this one up here, and it is 9 feet long, and we wanted to give a sort of 8-bit appeal to it, just to kind of go along with the game. And so we used a vanishing point on the title, which is Franken Dash of the game. And we also added the monster in there, leaving the city, just to kind of give that effect of the game.
All right, so like I said, I'm Andy and part of the graphics team. And along with this 9-foot poster, I also made a video game poster of like more typical dimensions. So the whole poster has a bit of an ominous feel. In the center, I put the creation, the monster, and he's walking down an alley in Geneva between 2 walls. And so on both of these posters, we have a working QR code and the date of this presentation. And yep, you can scan that code and it will take you directly to our website. And now we're gonna watch the teaser number 2. I hope you enjoy.
This is Victor Frankenstein.
Hello everyone, my name is Samuel Rayburn.
And my name is Nathan Ritchie, and we were in charge of audio.
We were responsible for creating most of the sound effects and the music that you're going to hear throughout this entire presentation.
So knowing how important audio was to this entire project and really how much it plays a part in all the other components, we wanted to make sure, knowing our team was depending on us, to give it the creepy feel that we were looking for.
In order to create the music, we used virtual MIDI instruments. I took a basic rhythm and edited each individual note in order to create an entirely original song. Specifically talking about the video game, we wanted to create the song to reflect more of the 8-bit old-style platformer games that we decided on. As for the sound effects, we used a program called Adobe Audition.
So using Audition, we ended up creating the sound effects. And how we did that was we took a single pitch or tone using a specific note, using the MIDI instruments, and then we would use audio correction effects to kind of create a slow rising suspenseful sound, which you see in a lot of the classic Frankenstein films. And we use that a lot in the music and films as well, just because it builds suspense really well, and it's kind of us paying homage to the classic Frankenstein films.
Nathan and I very much enjoy creating sound effects and other musical pieces, and we hope to work on future projects with just as much enthusiasm.
Thank you for your time, and now, the third and final teaser trailer.
Sorry. Hi, I'm Mackenzie.
I'm Kayla.
And we're the graphics team that helped to create the posters for the film. This is my poster with the two hands. The hands are meant to represent the monster and his companion, and I based the poster off of a quote from the book, which I felt many of you would be familiar with. I wanted to relate back to the monster a little bit by making both of the hands have a dead kind of skin look. So I made the colors less vibrant than I would if the skin were alive. And I also made the companion's hand transparent due to the fact that she was never actually created. So this gives her a bit of a ghost-like effect. And I created all of this in Illustrator because I feel as though it gives me a lot of creative freedom. And it also allows me to resize graphics without having pixelation.
I made the big 9-foot poster that is out in the Commons. I made it 9 feet because I wanted to show the realistic contrast between the two characters, the monster and Frankenstein. So I drew, the monster is 8 feet, which is what he is in the book, and I drew Frankenstein as 5'9", which is the average height of a man. To actually draw this, I used a drawing tablet and Photoshop, and I took 2 separate photos of the two of them, and then traced their general outline and then painted it in Photoshop, which is really all there is to do for that. And then for the text, I used the other posters as a basis and then did the green outline to make it look creepy. And now for the trailer.
I worked on the film team with Nick Honeycutt and Noah Fant with writing, producing, cinematography, and overall direction of the film of Frankenstein and kind of modernizing it and bringing it to present day. I made the official trailer using shots that we filmed and Sam Rayburn's audio track that he made using virtual instruments. And for the trailer, we wanted to make it suspenseful, and so we used a classic Alfred Hitchcock technique. Do you guys know the movie Psycho and that guy? So when Victor pulls up the sheet to look at the monster for the first time, the video ends. And we did that because we can't come up with anything scarier than what you have in your own head. And what we're doing is playing on your own worst fears, which is far scarier than anything we could come up with. So now here's Reese and Kobe with set design.
Hi, my name is Reese, and I was the key grip for this shoot. A grip is just someone who helps set up and break down equipment. We actually set up this set 3 different times over the course of 3 days, and it took about an hour each time. We did that in Mr. Williams' classroom. And we used everything from plastic sheets to lighting rigs that we got from our digital media department.
Hi, my name is Shelley Butts, and I was both on the video team and the set design team. With the video team, I was the dead body, with most of the dead bodies, which you'll see as the one in the plastic wrap, as well as most of the time when it was under the table. With the set design team, I was the tech supervisor. My job was to make sure that all of our equipment was there and ready, already set up, so that way we would be able to start filming as soon as possible. I also was to make sure that everything would remain in continuity and there would be no abnormalities. So with that, I'm going to hand it off to Noah and Nick for the film description.
Hi, my name is Nick Honeycutt, and I did the teasers as well as cinematography and post-production editing for our rendition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. For the teasers, we took inspiration from American Horror Story and The Walking Dead to make it intense and suspenseful and really raise intrigue for the movie without giving too much of the story away. Cinematography, I wanted the shots to seem kind of weird and from strange angles to kind of fit the dark and macabre theme of the movie. We used 2 different cameras for the movie. We used an iPad for the video diaries and a Canon DSLR for the cinematic shots. And finally, for the post-production editing, I wanted to spend most of my time working on the timing of the shots and making it as dark and suspenseful and really add to the big finale at the end. And then the color, I wanted to seem medical and kind of scientific, which was why I added a kind of bluish-green tint to the whole movie. It was really a joy being a part of this, and there's a lot of talented people working on it, and I hope you all enjoyed as well.
Hello everybody, my name is Noah Fant. I am not Noblewoman really, I'm sorry to disappoint you all. I kind of handled most of the creative side of all the planning. I was part of the script writing team. I designed and applied Frankenstein makeup, and I also led the set designing process as well as played Dr. Frankenstein. So throughout the planning of the film, I kind of pushed to bring everything into a modern kind of time. Not only to make it easier to design the set, because it's really hard to build a periodical set in a high school classroom. Not only to do that, but also to make it easier for the audience to kind of accept this as a reality. And so once we kind of got down with the modern concept and things like that, we were able to start actually physically designing the set. And the biggest challenges when designing the set were the fact that we had a very limited amount of time, a very limited amount of space, and a very low budget. Which are never good things when trying to build a film set. And so, we kind of went with kind of a Dexter-inspired feel. You know, I don't know if anyone's seen the show, but when he sets up his kill rooms, he hangs the plastic all around the walls and things like that, and it's very kind of quick but effective looking, and it led to some really cool lighting effects in the actual film. And also keeping with the modern theme, with the makeup, I tried to avoid doing the whole cliche green skin, block-headed, Frankenstein's monster, and kind of went for a more subtle, stitched up and sutured look for our monster. We had a really great time making this, and I hope you guys enjoy watching it just as much as we did as in the process.
My name is Victor Frankenstein. I'm 22 years of age, and I'm beginning these diaries to document my research in the field of electroneural reanimation. Over the course of the following months, I'll begin my experimentation on this controversial topic. We'll document my progress here.
Day 4. I acquired another subject today. This cadaver, much like the others, was too badly decomposed to use as a whole. I'm getting to fear that an entire human corpse in pristine enough condition is next to impossible to find. I may have to conjoin the most salvageable parts from different specimens for this to truly be successful. Day 30. As my research continues, I've begun piecing the subject together one body part at a time. At the rate I'm going, my experiment will be on a whole new level and close to the final product within the following days.
Trial number 4 was a complete failure. Still no vital signs showing at all. Vital signs! I don't understand. What's wrong with it? Day 106. I put on hiatus due to the complete and total failure of my experiments. Now that I'm back to continue my research, I'm more ready than ever to succeed due to a sort of epiphany I found in the middle of last night. I believe that this time, I will be able to completely reanimate this subject. Today's the day. It's all led up to this. I see absolutely no reason why this won't work. I've tied every loose end. Every possibility has been taken care of. It has to work. It's alive!
So there you have it. Thank you all so much for coming. I see Mr. Martin came out. Thank you so much. I'd like to make clear that those weren't actual sparks in the classroom. That's post-production. We'd like to open up time now for any questions that you have for the students. So if you have a question.